Good morning, children. This is ninth physics, chapter number 9, force and laws of motion. So, let's start with force. Let's start with force. So, this is not a new term for us, right? We have heard this term force in our day-to-day life. When you're opening a door, riding a bicycle, or you're lifting an object, what do we apply? We apply a force. Similarly, we apply force in many places. For example, when we kick a ball, we apply force. By pushing a table, we are applying force. When we lift an object, what do? We apply force. Similarly, when we are hitting when we are hitting the nail with a hammer, we are applying force. While paddling the cycle, while stopping a ball, while opening a drawer, while plucking a guitar, while moving an object, we apply force. So here you can see that force is the effort that you are doing on any object. Either you are trying to make the object stop, or you are trying to make the object move, or you are trying to change the shape of an object, right children? Or you are trying to change the direction of the object. So this is an effort which you are doing, right? So that is what is our force. So let's see the definition of force. Force is the external agency, or it's an effort which we are putting. So with this effort, what we are doing? We are changing or tends to change. यहाँ तो बेटा change हो जाएगा, but we are trying from our side the best, right? Suppose we apply the force on the wall. Will the wall move? No. But we are still putting the effort, right? So force is an effort which either changes or it tends to change the state of rest, speed, the speed of motion, the direction of motion, or the shape of an object. So force definition is this. Force is an external effort which will either change or it will tend to change what? The state of rest, the speed of motion, the direction of motion, or the shape of an object. Now, we know children, we know the scalar and the vector quantities. So, vector quantities are those quantities which require direction also for its description. For example, if I ask you, beta, what is your weight? आप बोलोगे, ma'am, my weight is 35 kg, my weight is 40 kg. After that, I won't ask you in which direction, because that is a useless question, because your mass is a scalar quantity. Further, when we move to the next chapter, I will explain you the difference between mass and weight. There I will tell you the inappropriate use of word weight. Okay, beta? So, mass does not require direction. Your 35 kg is sufficient to describe it. Okay, आपका mass 35 kg है. But the physical quantities for whose explanation we require magnitude and direction both. 35 kg tha magnitude, right? So force is a vector quantity. It requires both magnitude as well as direction for its complete description. So vector quantity, remember it. Force is a vector quantity. Now the SI unit of force is Newton. So children, when you are writing Newton complete, it should be with small NEWTON. Then you cannot write capital NEWTON, because when you write capital, it is the name of the scientist. Then this won't be the SI unit. So make sure when you are writing the SI unit of force with full, it should be small NEWTON. And beta, if you put the symbol, then you can simply put capital N. So this is the SI unit of force. Next, let's see the effects of force. Means what can the force do? So, number one, force can move a stationary body. Means if a body is at rest and if we apply force on it, it will start moving, right? Further, we will see the examples of this. I am just reading out the effects. Second effect of force is force can stop a moving body. If a body is moving, force can stop it. Third, force can change the speed of a moving body. If a body is moving with a very high speed, you can decrease the speed of the body. Or if the body is moving very slowly, you can increase the speed of the body by applying force. Next, force can change the direction of moving body. Force can change the direction, right, beta? Next, the force can change the shape of an object. So here we can see the force is changing the shape of the lemon, right? Now let's understand each one of them with the help of an example. First, a force can move a stationary body. So children, if a body is at rest and it is free to move, right? So for example, here you can see that this child, the football was lying on the ground. The football was lying on the ground and the football was at rest. What did the child do? The child went to the football and he kicked the football. So we can see the child is kicking the football and the football starts moving. So initially the football was not moving, the football was at rest. But when the child applied the force, he made the football move. So from this we can say that a force can move a stationary body. Let's see a few more examples in which force is moving a body. For example, a book is lying on the table and you just move the book aside. You just push it aside. आप उसे दूर कर दो. So you are applying force and book which was at rest, it moved. Why? Because you applied force. Last, the branches and leaves of a tree shake due to the force of the wind. You might have seen on a windy day, the trees and the branches of the trees and the leaves, they shake. Why do they come in motion? They were at rest initially. They come in motion due to the force applied by the wind. So from here we can summarize that force can move a stationary body. Next effect, let us see, force can stop a moving body. Let's see how can the force stop a moving body. So if a body, if you're having a rigid body and if you apply a force in the direction opposite to its motion, then the object will come to rest. How? From in this diagram, you can see that in this diagram, children, you can see that the ball is moving in this direction and the fielder is applying a force in the opposite direction. He is bringing his hand from the opposite direction. He is applying force from the opposite direction, right? So when the cricketer is applying a force on the ball in the direction opposite to its motion, the ball comes to rest. The ball comes to rest. Right, children? Next. And moreover, you might have seen, children, that if a ball is rolling on the ground, after some time, by its own, it comes to rest. Right? That is, तब भी उस पे कोई force लग रहा होता है, and that force is the force of friction, which stopped the moving ball. Next, you might have done this when you might have played with the top, that a rotating top. You can stop it by applying the force by your hand. So a force can stop a moving body. The third effect of force is force can change the speed of a moving body. So if a body is moving, somebody applies a force from the back, then the speed of the moving body can be changed. It can be increased, the speed can be increased or speed can be decreased. For example, here if we see children, here you can see a person is pushing the bicycle. So if the person pushes the bicycle, then the speed of the bicycle will increase and the bicycle will move faster. But if the same person, if he is pulling it back, if he is pulling the bicycle back, then what will happen? Then the speed of the bicycle will decrease. The speed will become less. So by applying force, this person can change the speed of the bicycle. So whenever we apply force on any object, we can either increase its speed or decrease its speed. If we apply force in the direction of motion, then the speed will increase, right? For example, the bicycle was moving in this direction and this person is applying force in the same direction, then the speed will increase. But if the person is applying the force in the opposite direction, then the speed will decrease. Let's see one more example. If a person pushes a moving swing in the direction of motion, it will become faster. So you might have done this when you have visited a park. If you just imagine you are sitting on a swing and you ask your friend to push you from behind. So when your friend is pushing you from behind, the person is applying force and that force is in the direction of motion, and so your swing moves faster. The speed of the swing increases. Okay, children. Now let's see the next effect of force, and that is force can change the direction of moving body. So, children, if we apply a force perpendicular to motion, for example, this is the direction of a ball. This is a ball which is moving in this direction. And suppose you are standing with a bat over here and you just put your bat perpendicular to it. Suppose this is your bat. Right, now you see the direction, the angle between the bat and the direction of ball's motion is 90 degree. This is how much? 90 degree. So if you put your bat at 90 degree to the direction of motion of ball, then simply beta, the direction will change, right? Its speed will not be changed. But if you apply the force at some angle, if you apply at some angle, then children, both will change. Speed will also change and direction will also change. So this is a very well known example. We know when a batsman hits the ball with his bat, the direction of the moving ball changes. This we know, right children? Next is, if we blow air from our mouth on the smoke rising up from a burning incense sticks, the direction of smoke changes. Right, beta? Now, incense sticks is what? Agarbatti. Okay, so you might have done this, that the smoke that is coming out of the agarbatti, right? If you blow air, then the direction of smoke will change. So, why is this changing? Because you are applying force. And on applying force, the direction of smoke is changing. So this concludes that force changes the direction of a moving body. This is the fifth effect, and that is force can change the shape and size of a body. So if you are having, now your body is not rigid, right? It is soft. It is a non-rigid body, right? And it is not free to move. आप उस पे force लगाओगे, it cannot move anywhere. Now, if you apply force on such body, then the shape and the size of the body changes. So here you can see that a person is pressing a rubber ball. So on pressing the ball, what the person is doing? He is applying force on the rubber ball. So as he is applying force on the rubber ball, the shape of the ball is changing. Right, children? Next, here in this picture, we can see that on stretching a rubber band, as you are stretching a rubber band, means you are applying force on it. So you can see the shape of the rubber band and its size are changing. So a force can change the shape and size of an object. So this is your force. So force is an external agency or effort that can change the state of rest, speed, direction, and shape and size of an object. That is force. Force is a vector quantity, means it requires magnitude and direction both. And the SI unit of force is Newton, capital N, right? Or if you want to write it full, it should be written like this. Okay, children? So these were the effects of force. Now let's move to the types of forces. Now children, in this universe, we can classify all forces under two categories. First is balanced force and another is unbalanced force. So children, here we have just taken the examples of only two forces. But in universe, there are a number of forces acting, right? Now, what are balanced force? If the result, right? If I take, if it's your result today, then your maths marks, your science marks, your Hindi, English, all subjects marks would be taken together and then your result would be framed. So similarly, here we are having two forces. One force is towards the right, that is 10 Newton on the car, and other force is towards the left, that is 10 Newton on the card, right children? Now these two forces are acting. Now resultant of these means net. इनका result क्या निकलेगा? If two forces are acting on this, what is the resultant force? What is the net force? What is the effective force? Right? So what are balanced forces? So balanced forces are those forces if their resultant force is zero, means if they cancel out each other, right? So here you can see that F1 force is acting on the car towards the right and F2 force is acting on the car towards the left. So now if we find out the resultant of this, now as they are acting in opposite direction, we will do subtraction of the two. So F equals to F1 minus F2, that is 10 minus 10 and it is 0. So here the resultant of the forces acting on an object is 0. So the forces are called balanced forces. So beta, balanced forces, they cannot do anything. Neither they can change the state of rest, nor they can change the state of uniform motion, nor they can change the direction. Means balanced forces cannot do anything. If the object is at rest, if the car is at rest, it will be at rest only. And if the car is suppose moving with a speed of 20 kilometers per hour, then it will continue moving with a speed of 20 kilometers per hour, right? And if it is moving on a straight line, it will not change its direction because of these force. It will continue moving on the same straight direction. Means balance force cannot change the state of motion. वो बिल्कुल भी कोई change नहीं ला पाएंगे. Whatever is the state of the object, it will remain the same under the effect of balanced force. ठीक है बेटा, वो बैलेंस कर लेते हैं एक दूसरे को, and so no effect, no change in the state, right? Now let's see what are unbalanced force. What are unbalanced force? Now unbalanced force. So here we can see a picture of tug of war, right? Here we can see on the right hand side there are three people and on the left there are three people. Now the right hand side group is applying a force of 300 Newton and the group to the left is applying a force of 400 Newton. right children? Now you can see the forces are not balanced, right? There is unbalance. So as it is an unbalanced force, इसका resultant zero नहीं होगा बेटा. Let's find out what's the resultant of this. F equals to F1 minus F2. So as they are in opposite direction, so we are doing minus. So 400 Newton minus 300 Newton is 100 Newton. So did you see? Here the resultant is 100 Newton for unbalanced forces. And for balanced forces, the resultant was 0 Newton. So definition comes from this. If the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is not zero, it is not zero, then the forces are called unbalanced forces. अब वो बेटा unbalanced forces हैं, so it means they are going to affect, right? They are going to bring effect. So they can change the state of rest. अगर object रुका हुआ है तो वो motion में लाएंगे. For example, children, if over here, let me zoom this page. If in this tug of war, if we put a cloth here, है ना, in between, just a second. Yeah, here you can see. If we put a red color cloth here, so after the tug of war is over, we know that the team on the left, which is applying a force of 400 Newton, is going to pull the red color cloth towards the left. So unbalanced force था, इसीलिए जो क्लोथ है उसका रेड कलर का क्लोथ है उसका जो स्टेट ऑफ मोशन है वो चेंज हुआ. इनिशियली वो रेस्ट पे था, उसके ऊपर अनबैलेंस फोर्स लगा, सो इट्स स्टेट चेंज्ड. सो चिल्ड्रन, an unbalanced force can change, an unbalanced force can change the state of rest. It can change the state of rest. It can change the uniform motion. If initially on some object, suppose this is an object and two forces are acting on an object. This is 2 Newton and this is 4 Newton. So if initially the object is moving with a speed of 2 meter per second, then the speed of the object will increase. Why? Because unbalanced force is acting on the object and its direction will also increase, direction will also change, right beta? So unbalanced force, it can change the state of rest, it can change the state of motion, and it can even change the direction of motion. And the body will move in the direction of more force. For example, this team is going to pull the red cloth towards it. So this direction में ज़्यादा force, उस direction में object move करेगा, right? And the net force, that is the resultant force, is the subtraction between the two forces. Okay, children, fine. Beta, we are ending our class here. Bye bye, children. Take care.